Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about big O asymptotic notations under the subject algorithm. So this is the way big O notation is written. O symbol and N stand for number of operation. So what we will learn today, what is big O, why big O notation is used, and we will see one example on big O notation. So firstly, what is big O? Notation O of n is a formal way to express upper bound of algorithm's running time. These notations are used to find the time complexity or the space complexity of any algorithm. How much time algorithm is taking to execute and how much space it is taking, that is written using these notations. It measures worst case time complexity or longest amount of time an algorithm can possibly take to complete. So big O notation is specifically used to tell the worst case time complexity. If your algorithm is taking the worst case time or a longer time to complete, then that can be notified using big O notation. So big O is normally used when your algorithm is performing worst. Now this is a graph for big O notation. Now this is the equation given f of n equal to O of g of n. So there are two functions f of n and g of n, and this c is a constant. Now this x-axis which you can see is a n, where n stands for number of inputs given. Okay, your algorithm will have some input, that is n. Okay, and based on the input we check the time required for the algorithm to execute. So this vertical axis is your running time. So every function f of n and g of n will be compared with the input and the running time. So now when in big O, f of n will be always less than or equal to c of g of n. For all n greater than equal to n naught, we have to take the value of n, and one value of n will come such a way that after that value, no, whatever value of n you take, okay, now suppose n naught is equal to 2. So after 2, f of n will be always less than or equal to c of g of n. It will never be greater than c of g of n. F of n will never become greater than or greater than c of g of n. It will be always less than c of g of n or equal to c of g of n after this n naught point. So that's why it is called as n naught. It is a breaking point. From there itself no change will be done. F of n will be always less and c of g of n will be always more. That's why it is called as n naught. This is a deciding point. Okay, before that, when you take n naught equal to 0 or n naught equal to 1, it might vary. See here, if you see at one point c of g of n is higher. At other point, if you see this part here, f of n is higher and g of n is lower. Okay, so here it is getting varied. Okay, again here what became c of g of n became higher, and here f of n became smaller. Okay, this part. So it was changing over here. Moment it reached n naught equal to 2, I'm just assuming n naught value as 2 over here. After that, it can never change. Always c of g of n will be higher like this, and f of n will be lower. Always. It will not change in between. Okay, that's why this value is called n naught is called as the breaking point or the marking point. From there itself, no change will be seen. So and constant value c will be always greater than 0, because if the c is 0, then 0 into anything is always 0. Okay, so that's why c has to be constant, has to be greater than 0 only, and n naught has to be greater than equal to 1 for all n greater than equal to n naught. And this is the equation. F of n, when it is less than or equal to c of g of n, that time only you can write f of n equal to big O of g of n. So f of n equal to big O of g of n you can write only in that case. So now why big O is used? In computer science, big O notation is used to classify algorithms. Whether it is a best algorithm, whether it is a worst algorithm, whether it is a average algorithm, that you classify using the asymptotic notations. And this big O is one of the asymptotic notation which is particularly used to classify worst case algorithms based on their running time and space requirement. So in other words, it measures function time or space complexity. This means we can know in advance how well an algorithm will perform in specific situation. So we'll see one example on big O now. So this is a question given, find out whether this function g of n, which is equal to 4n is asymptotically upper bound of f of n, that is equal to 3n plus 2. So functions are given f of n and g of n. So we just have to check whether f of n is less than equal to c of g of n. If this condition is true, if this becomes true, then we can write f of n is big O of g of n. Only in this case we can write. If this equation becomes true, only then. So we will find out. So we have to take the value of n and try. First we will take the value of n as 1. So when n is equal to 1, we will see what is happening. F of n is 3 into 1 plus 2, that is 5. And g of n is 4 into 1, that is 4. We will draw this in the graph. Simultaneously we will draw the graph. This is n and this is t, running time. So this is the input, n values, and this is a running time. Based on this we find out. Okay, so now n is 1. So when n is 1, f of n is 5 and g of n is 4. So right now f of n is higher than g of n. So we'll try for n equal to 2. F of n equal to 3 into 2 plus 2. So f of n is coming to 8 and g of n is coming to 4 into 2, 8. So both are 8. So we have to show this in the graph now. Both are 8. So f of n is also 8 and g of n is also 8. Okay, so this is 8. Now we'll take n equal to 3. Now f of n equal to 3 into 3 plus 2, 11, and g of n is equal to 4 into 3, that is 12. So now f of n is 11 and g of n is 12. So this is 11 and this will be 12. So this is now c of g of n and this is f of n. Okay, here c is 4. Okay, this c is 4. This c is 4 always and this is n. Okay, c of g of n. Now we'll try for n equal to 4. So when I take n equal to 4, f of n equal to 3 into 4 plus 2, 14, and g of n is equal to 4 into 4, 16. So now g of n has become 16 and f of n has become 14. So this will be 16 and this will be 14. So if you check for any future value also, it will always be what c of g of n will be greater than f of n. Okay. So from where c of g of n started becoming greater than f of n? From n equal to 3 onwards. If you see, before that, when n equal to 1, if you take n equal to 0 also, initially g of n was less. If you see for the case n equal to 0, f of n was 2 and g of n was 0. For n equal to 1 also f of 1 was higher, that is 5, and g of n was 4. For n equal to 2 both became equal, f of n was 8, g of n was also 8. But from n equal to 3 onwards, f of n started becoming less and g of n started becoming more. G of n is 12, f of n is 11. If you see n equal to 4, f of n is 14, g of n is 16. From here onwards, g of n value will become higher than f of n. It will never come lower than that. So n equal to 3 is the ultimate point. Okay. So 3 you can consider as a n naught value. So here 3 will be your n naught. So from here onwards, if you see, always c of g of n will be greater than f of n. So this is correct. This condition is getting satisfied and this equation is correct. F of n is less than equal to c of g of n is getting satisfied. So we can write f of n equal to o of g of n. Okay, and hence we have proved that g of n is asymptotically upper bound of f of n. It is on the upper side. You can see g of n is on the upper side of f of n and it's taking the maximum time. Okay, so you can write it as a f of n is o of g of n. So this was all about the big O asymptotic notation under algorithms. Thank you.